takes something of a miracle to drive me. I spend my nights crying in a ceramic tub. I hope for scalding hot water to wake and wash me to shame. But I only ever succeed in the latter. I hope to have the ability to hope, but I never hope to succeed. In all the complexity of my backwards run, I'm on the run from myself. I wish I was the cop, but I'm a fat boy with bags of jewels in his hands. I'm the gypsy that can't make a living, so chooses to be a thief. I'm a fake. The cop is who I pretend to be, but he's only my ferryman, and I pay him night after night to my whip, my vehicle for masochism, the leather that binds me to the post. The only thing that keeps me alive. Without him, I would never have accomplished anything. But with him, I will never be anything. Is there another character in this play? Do I even want there to be? The tub fills with my sadness, my bedsheet stained with my loneliness, and all anybody ever says to me is, I am amazing. Perhaps I live in a world of liars who say words that hold no weight. Perhaps I'm a magnet for empty altruism and gutless pity. My disappointments have racked up the cop's spies. They bleed through his hard drive and occupy every corner of the station. It won't take any more. Cold cases shall remain. The cop is tired of the pity. The fat boy is tired of being sad. Oh, but you just have to keep trying. Your shot is right around the corner. Reject. But you can keep writing to journals. Redact. The options are there. More time and they'll find you. Reform. We're so happy to have received your reject. Unfortunately, your script, reject. We encourage you to reject. Reject. Reject? Reject, 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 or fucking eject. You're a fucking reject. Can't you just tell me that? At least then you're being honest. My options are to eject or reform, but for better or worse, I am strapped into my own shuttle. Broken sound barrier. There is no self-sedition. Maybe I just don't have what it takes. But who is the judge of that? The one-liner poetry publishers? The billion-dollar production companies that spin anticipation into dreck? No. Maybe it's the cocksure grifters, the chakra whisperers, the ones who piss on a canvas and gag you until you pay them for it because you have no idea how much my infinite wisdom influences your pathetic little life. Now bow down. Let me suck your savings dry. I watch with contempt of other people's success, and I watch with contempt of other people's success, but I am unable to watch myself live success because it doesn't exist. I pretend it does, but it doesn't. That saying, actions speak louder than words. Well, I guess I've become entitled enough to think that I can get some shitpost in a profession that I want to grow in. It's too entitled. Even then, I am just not a good fit. Never a good fit. I could throw a fit because there's always a way to make something fit. Nothing ever fits the same way, but all the puzzles are the same. And I'm an irregular, so get rid of me. Get rid of me. I pretend to present who I am. I pretend to know who I am. Who I am is a duality. An artist manipulates. And the officer pulls out his nightstick. A philanthropist preaches gospel, brings the world together, slowly links in the cash. The officer slams his nightstick on the table, and they're stunned. Enough! We both know you're playing the jester, and if you don't stop, I'm gonna throw you out a fucking window, because that's what you do with clowns. And then there's the chips eater, paying you, watching you. That's all there is to watch. What am I supposed to do? Create? Just let me sit back and eat some chips. Drown my brain in deep waters of senseless action, petty dialogue, corporate love. I'm mentally ill. I'm allowed, okay? Oh, maybe the paradoxical nature of meta-postmodern pukism is that we love to make a bullshitter rich, even if we hate them at the core. I'm no exception. I'm always livid or sad. Livid or sad. Livid or sad. Whatever core I say that I have is lost. It's buried in an unmarked bunker, auctioned off to the highest bidder on the black market, because if I was to come forward and say that I sold myself in order to succeed, or ended up losing because I had too much pride, I would feel shame. Feel shame. And so what? Let me learn how to feel pain. I'll stop lighting matches in the dark. Let me learn how to sob with serenity. And I'll make my way to the cool blue